That makeup sucks really changes things, boy. What a perfect week for me to return to talk about some One Piece greatness, boy. I'm not even gonna lie. This chapter, Oda. Let's jump into it. We got some things to talk about with that One Piece greatness, baby.
Whether Facebook, Twitter, or the two, make sure to steer clear, cause I'm coming through like...
Okay, so the past few chapters of One Piece, a few things have been going on. One of the things, I guess, let's jump into is, it seems to be that it's been set up, and I don't know how far this is gonna go. I guess I want to start off by asking you guys this question. Do you think possibly Kaido will be defeated, or at the very least, severely injured by Zoro? When all of this started, when we started hearing about Kaido and his people, and we got introduced to Captain Jack, I really thought that it was going to be Zoro versus Captain Jack. I thought it was going to be traditional shonen setup, where it's like, okay, main baddie versus main hero, Luffy versus Kaido. Then I think Jack is second in command. It's not Queen, I don't think. Is Queen second in command? But anyway, I thought it would be Jack versus Zoro. But now, the way it's been set up with the swords and everything, the fact that he's getting this legendary sword that was basically the sword that injured Kaido, the only said sword to have injured Kaido, I'm really starting to wonder. Which, for Zoro to be the one to take down Kaido, again, it breaks away from the norm, and it also makes it like, whoa, how's this gonna go down? Because it feels as though it was just fairly recently that it started setting things up for Zoro to do this. You know, I want to say it was what, last chapter 953, because latest chapter 954 was when, okay, all of a sudden now he might get the sword that was the only sword that injured Kaido. So it just kind of feels a little bit like, wait a minute, it's been set up for a while now that it seems to be Luffy. But I think, to be honest with you, Kaido's defeat is going to be a massive union against him. I don't think that it's just going to be like Luffy. Like, to be honest with you, from what we've seen when Luffy went Gear 4 full power against Big Mom, he wasn't able to even make her budge. It was like, hey, you know, you little fly. So imagine, do you really think Luffy can do it on his own? Anyways, no. It's clear as day. So I don't think Zoro will be the one to defeat Kaido per se, like all by himself. I think a team effort, whether it be Luffy, Law, all the characters that we've seen thus far, something is going to have to give in order for it to be a team effort to take down Kaido. So I don't think it'll be Zoro on his own, but I do think that Zoro is going to continue the legend and be the one to mainly give a severe strike against Kaido alongside everyone else. So I think that that's a newer setup. I wish it would have been a foreshadow, but then again, like, everything connects so well because it was what, in Thriller Bark, where he met the swordsman, the dead swordsman that he got that sword from, long time ago. But either way, very awesome stuff. There's been a lot of cool things. I don't want to go into each area because I really want to talk about 954, I ain't gonna lie. But, you know, there's been some cool things like the fox, finding out that the sword bandit was actually the fox all along. I will say that One Piece is one of the very few stories that can take like this random fox that, you know, okay, he has a purpose in this arc and in Wano or whatever, but he's not overall a big character. His backstory of waiting around and collecting the swords and just everything about it is a lot better and a lot deeper than a lot of characters from just other series in general, and just all around, like, it's very well told for a very simplistic story, or a very simplistic small little subplot. Like that's not the big kit and caboodle. So for that whole thing with the swords and you know, just being very sad, him waiting, what was it, 13 years I want to say, or was it 7 years, I don't know, but he's been waiting for quite some time for this guy to return, and it's like, that was pretty freaking well done. So all around the last couple chapters, just setting things up more as Wano proceeds. And of course, you know, we had in the wings that Big Mom and Kaido were going at it, and that's something that, whew, we're gonna talk about it in a bit, because that makeup sucks really changes things, boy. Another key element in the latest chapter 954 was that we get to see Law is now free. Now I don't know exactly what happened, because we cut, and all of a sudden we see that Law has Hawkins down on the floor and he's basically talking mad shit, and we find out that what actually happened, how Kid and that alliance went down, that Scratchman Apu from the jump was already working with Kaido. So basically, he was a rat, he was a snitch, he was a traitor from the jump, and that's kind of how they fell. But to be honest with you, from what Hawkins said, like, yo, we had 0% of winning, 0% of surviving. Literally, the only thing we could do is either join him or, you know, what ends up happening. And look what happened to Killer. You know what I'm saying? Kamazo Killer now, you know what I mean? So it definitely shows that Scratchman Apu didn't leave them much options to begin with. Like, if Scratchman Apu would have at least been helping and teamed up or whatever, then maybe things would have worked out different. But he was a traitor from jump, and then of course, look how things, if you have 0% of winning, what are you going to do? Just go along and die? Obviously going up against Kaido. I think it shows that Kid was a little too overambitious. Like, Kid busted into New World thinking like, I'm about to take this by storm, and you know, him, Hawkins, Killer, Scratchman Apu, he thought that they were going to do big things, and it's like, they stepped in it too early. I think Kid, had he went on the journey like the way Luffy's doing it right now, where he's just now starting to run into the Yonko, maybe things would have been different had he had an alliance with Luffy and Law, or if the worst generation would have worked together going into New World, busted in. Let's take out these old heads first. Let's get rid of Kaido. Let's get rid of Big Mom. Let's get rid of the previous generation that are still lingering around before we actually start our adventure. I think maybe things would have been again different, and they probably would have been able to take them out. Like, they tried doing smaller alliances, but they didn't. Obviously, Capone didn't work with, you know, many people. Then we see Luffy. Like, Luffy's the only one that kind of worked with everybody, if you think about it, or mostly everyone. Obviously, Kid don't want to work with him, but I think Kid just went too early. If he didn't, maybe things would have been different. But even then, Scratchman Apu, you mup, it be your own man, like Biggie said. It be the ones that smoke blunts with you, see your picture, now they want to grab the guns and come and get. I'm just saying, Scratchman Apu, like, why, bro, why? But then, of course, we see that Hawkins allows basically Law to bounce up out of there, and I don't know exactly why. Is it just that he's like, screw it? Is it that he has a percentage of saying like, maybe it became a 1% chance of somehow them taking down Kaido? I don't know exactly what was his reasoning, but either way, the way it was done, it was freaking awesome. That scene, honestly, One Piece right now, it seems like almost it could do no wrong. Even again, the past couple chapters, that was just slow build-ups, finding more about Kawamatsu and his past, of course, and you know, the sword bandit and all of that stuff. It was very simplistic, but it was very good setup, and that's what One Piece always does. It builds up to something even greater. Zoro talking about getting the sword and going back and visiting that guy's grave one time before, you know, things set up. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, he stays with that sword and he gets the sword that defeated Kaido or injured Kaido, or possibly something there. It's going to be a surprise, and I think I like that Oda is keeping it very ambiguous. We don't know exactly what the trio is going to be, or maybe Zoro switches it up and he goes from a 3 style to 4 style, something like that. That'd be freaking crazy. I don't know how he'd do it though, because he does like 2 and then 1 in the mouth, maybe 1 on his legs or something. I don't freaking know. And then the end of the chapter of 954, and I know I'm rushing through things, but honestly, I just really wanted to talk about this. Like, I know there's so much stuff, and I had like a bunch of notes that I kind of lost, but of the last few chapters, but this chapter in particular, one of the things I really want to talk about is Big Mom and Kaido. Now, when we last seen the two of them, they were going at it. They were going blow for blow, brawl. The whole, you know, island was shaking. Queen was trying to duck and dodge them bullets. He did not want to catch that fade or whatever. Now we see that they're all of a sudden hugged up. So initially when I saw that panel, I'm like, what's going on? And there's a lot to theorize. Don't worry. I don't think that, you know, with Oda and One Piece, you never can completely say what exactly, like, it's not at face value all the time. But essentially, Big Mom and Kaido, after brawling and going at it, they decided to dead the past and form an alliance together. What the freak? I'm not gonna lie, yo. Oh, One Piece, yo. That's the fanboy in me, baby. I ain't gonna lie, that's the fanboy. Because I didn't expect it to go down like that. Like, it was just like, yo, they almost were basically trying to kill each other. Even Queen says it. Queen is kind of like the audience reacting like, wait a minute, what? You know what I'm saying? And then for them to form the alliance. Now, let's dig deep. Obviously, they have history together. I don't know if it was a romance. I don't know if they have a kid together. I don't know exactly what is going to go on. And we also need to talk about the numbers, which I want to say that they were foreshadowed as well. We've seen like one of them or something like that. Numbers look freaking crazy and scary. But to see that they formed an alliance, I wouldn't be surprised if one of them is faking it. I wouldn't be surprised if both of them were faking it. To be honest with you, maybe they brawled and they realized, yo, we're going to either, you know, maybe they thought, both of them thought, I'm going to die or I'm going to lose this one. I would argue, I wouldn't be surprised if Big Mom is methodical and the one. Maybe Kaido is a man that was chasing after a woman he lost and loved. We don't know their exact past. We know that they were on a cruise ship together. We know that, you know, they have some type of past together, but we don't know to what extent, if it was romantic or whatnot. Talking about matters of the heart, I can definitely tell you, sometimes love will make you do silly things. Maybe Kaido was like, yo, I can't kill this woman I love, let her up. They decided to, you know, and that's probably why Oda cut it and didn't really let us see, because if you think about it, did you really want to see like Big Mom or Kaido on the ground getting choked out and them, like, we don't even know how it was decided that they just finally stopped battling and went and had drinks together, you know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Kaido had the upper hand in a way. Big Mom decided, you know what, let me put my pride aside for a little bit. I want to beat this guy, I want him dead, or vice versa. Again, it could be Kaido, who knows? And that's how we get that union. She's faking it, and then in the end she's going to betray him and work with Luffy and them to take Kaido down. That's possibility there. It could be that both of them are faking it to take the one another down, or use one another in order to make sure, because with that unity right there, like, you already got Wano locked down, you already got that there's very limited technology, you already got pretty much everything you would need to make sure that nobody interrupts what you got going on in there. You got the power with Orochi. You have all of these super, you know, these zone fruits, devil fruit users, even though they're artificial, whatever. But you got all these powerful soldiers. What are you really worried about to be like, yeah, I got to team up with Big Mom? Like, what is the real big threat? So definitely, I'm imagining somebody's faking it there, and it's going to cost the other one dearly. I still think that Big Mom is going to help in one way or another. Maybe it's not that she's purposely helping for Luffy to take the win, but this is probably the only way she could see taking down that thing, as she described Kaido arcs ago. Like, yeah, good luck with that, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm possibly going for. Either that, or they rekindle the flame. I just do not want to see no hentai, please. No Rule 34 of that, please. No, no, no. That's Brooks lady. And then, of course, quickly, the numbers. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know much about them. I think, again, they were foreshadowed. Was it in Thriller Bark? I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that they were foreshadowed and mentioned before. And we see that they're freaking, like, giants. I don't know if they're giants or what the hell they are. That was the one that was unexplained a few chapters ago, when they was like, oh, there's one other race and we don't really know. Maybe they're demons. Who knows what the hell they are? I'm not sure. But definitely interesting that Queen was like, oh, they're the worst drunks. So Queen is even a little bit intimidated by them. More armies. Obviously, we have 5,000 soldiers and a ton of swords that was collected by the Sly Fox and whatnot. So we have everything really going very smoothly and interesting. But I ain't gonna lie, Oda. This ride with One Piece, man. People always ask, like, man, I'm going off topic, I guess, and we're not off topic, but a little bit off the cuff. Of people always say, oh man, they're 950 something chapters in and they still haven't found the One Piece. It's not about the destination. It's about enjoying the journey. And I'm really enjoying this journey right now, baby. Big Mom and Kaido alliance. Yo. They couldn't take down Kaido by himself. Big Mom has to flip the script on him. There's no way. Kind of curious what a lot of you guys think of the latest couple chapters of One Piece greatness. What do you think about Big Mom and Kaido's alliance? Do you think one of them or both of them are lying to the other because they couldn't finish the battle? Again, I don't see Big Mom wanting to be in an alliance with this guy that she hated so much. And Kaido, it just seemed like he hated her because she hated him. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it from a lover's quarrel, and I don't know if they were even lovers, to be honest with you. We know that they were in the same crew and all that stuff, but based on that, it seems that I think still Big Mom is going to be pivotal. It's too hard. Like, how are you going to taking down Kaido already felt hopeless. Taking down Kaido and Big Mom together, I don't see it happening. Not only that, Big Mom has killed the majority of the men that she boned in the past, so she's not gonna. Kaido, you think you man enough for that, but you don't want none of that, okay? That's a big woman. Big and beautiful though, baby. I love it, I love it, I love it. Also, going back to my first question, do you think Zoro is going to be the one to take down Kaido, or you think he's going to give Kaido his first major injury in the battle, and then of course go up against Captain Jack or Queen or something like that? And how are you predicting all of this is going to play out? To be honest with you, again, 954, it was just like, I want to say 2 or 3 chapters ago, last time I reviewed One Piece, that I was like, yo, this is like chapter of the year. Then a couple chapters later, yo, this feels like chapter of the year. Just because it's like, I thought we was going to cut back and one of them was going to be on the floor, one of them was going to, like, something was going to be other than, hey, they're working together now. I mean, I guess I thought that was in the play, but it was just like, this makes it even more impossible. This is like making a character become a god, hacking even further. Like, how are we going to take down the threat? Now, instead of one monster, there's 2 monsters, and Luffy ain't built for that yet. I mean, think about it. Kaido or Big Mom would have been busted through that gate that he's pounding on in 954. It's like, yeah, it's a steel gate, and Luffy's pounding, but he ain't making any waves, boy. And your overall thoughts and expectations for One Piece chapter 955 and beyond. Where you think this is gonna go? What's gonna happen with that alliance? thoughts? Did that shit shake you up? Because it definitely did. Also, any theories or predictions on the numbers? I'm really excited about them. I'm curious to see their personality. I mean, Queen described them as really crazy drunks. Looking forward to seeing what that looks like. And yeah, One Piece greatness, baby. 954, let's go. But that's all I have for this one, though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. Also, drop me a like if you was as shocked as me for the Big Mom Kaido Alliance. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell. Make sure you get all notifications, so whenever I drop a One Piece video, you will be notified. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day, and remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in.
Enjoy the next ride, but I was the best ride. But I hope you know that when